Welcome to Information Center, facilities for persons with disabilities in Indian Railway. Posting transfer of persons with disabilities. Physically handicapped person who has been recruited to non-gazetted post may be given posting as per as possible, subject to administrative constraints near their native places within the region. Request from physically handicapped employees for request transfer to or near their native places may also be given preference. Persons with disabilities may be exempted from the rotational transfer policy transfer and be allowed to continue in the same job where they would have achieved the desired performance. Preference in pupil of posting at the time of promotion may be given to the persons with disability subject to the administrative constraints. Posting of staff who have children with hearing impairment or multiple disabilities. Such disabled children may have opportunities of learning in one single language, as these children cannot cope up with learning their subjects in more than one language as a result of transfer of their parents from one state to another. Concerning that facilities for medical care and education of children with hearing impairment or multiple disability may not be available at all stations. Such request from the parents of a child suffering from hearing impairment or multiple disability may as per as possible be considered sympathetically. Where, however, this may not be possible, efforts may be made to accommodate such a railway servant in the same state to the extent possible. Allotment of quarters. Request from the handicapped persons appointed on the railways under special scheme should also be entered for registration in the out of turn register on merits of each case with due regard to the degree of their disability. Promotion rank. No promotion shall be denied to a person merely on the ground of disability. No government establishment shall dispense with or reduce in rank an employee who acquires a disability during his or her service, provided that if an employee after acquiring disability is not suitable for the post he was holding shall be shifted to some other post with the same pay scale and service benefits, provided further that if it is not possible to adjust the employee against any post, he may be kept on a supernumerary post until a suitable post is available or he attains the age of superannuation, whichever is earlier. Transport allowance at double the normal rate. Physically disabled employees as mentioned in Railway Board Letter Number FE 178 AL 75 dated 23/10/1978 and subsequent orders in respect of the categories with visually impaired, orthopedically handicapped, deaf and dumb, hearing impaired, spinal deformity shall continue to be paid transport allowance at double the normal rates, subject to fulfillment of the stipulated conditions, which shall in no case be less than rate 2250 pm plus applicable rates of dearness allowance. Grant of children education allowance at higher rates. The reimbursement of children education allowance for Divyang children of government employees shall be payable at double the normal rates of CEA prescribed above in clause B, i.e. rupees 4,500 per month fixed. The upper age limit for Divyang children set at 22 years, applicable only for the two eldest surviving children, with the exception that in case the second child birth results in twins multiple births, the rates cleaning would be automatically raised by 25% every time the dearness allowance on the revised pay structure goes up by 50%. In case of a Divyang child studying in an institution, i.e. aided or approved by the central state government or UT administration, or whose fees are approved by any of these authorities, the children education allowance paid by the government servant shall be reimbursed irrespective or whether the institution is reorganized or not. Special allowance for child care for women with disabilities. Benefits to women employees with disabilities, especially when they have young children and children with disability, given as under. Women with disabilities shall be paid rupees 3,000 per month as special allowance for child care. The allowance shall be payable from the time of the child birth till the child is 2 years old. It shall be payable for a maximum of 2 eldest surviving children. Disability means a person having a minimum disability of 40% as elaborated in Ministry of Welfare Notification number 16/1897 NII dated 1/6/2001 and amended from time to time. The above limit would be automatically raised by 25% every time the dearness allowance on the revised pay structure goes up by 50%. Special casual leave. 4 days can be granted in a calendar year to railway employees with disabilities for specific requirements relating to the disability of the official. Special disability leaves for injury intentionally inflicted. The authority competent to grant leave may grant special disability leave to a railway servant who is disabled by injury intentionally inflicted or caused in or in consequence of due performance of his official duty or in consequence of his official position. Such leave shall not be granted unless the disability manifested itself within 3 months of the occurrence to which it is attributed and the person disabled acted with due promptitude in beginning it to notice, provided that the authority competent to grant leave, if it is satisfied as to the clause of the disability, may permit leave to be granted in cases where the disability manifested itself more than 3 months after the occurrence of its clause. The period of leave granted shall be such as is certified by the authorized medical attendant of the railway servant concerned to be necessary. It shall not be extended except on the certificate of that authority and shall in no case exceed 24 months. Such leave may be combined with leave of any other kind. Such leave may be granted more than once if the disability is aggravated or reproduced in similar circumstance at a later date, but not more than 24 months of such leave shall be granted in consequence of any one disability. Special disability leave shall be counted as duty in calculating service for pension and shall not accept the leave granted under proviso to clause B of sub-rule 7 be debited against the leave account. Leave salary during such leave shall a. For the first 120 days of any period of such leave including a period of such leave granted under sub-rule 5 be equal to leave salary will on leave on average pay and b. For the remaining period of any such leave be equal to leave salary during half pay leave, provided that a railway servant may at his option be allowed leave salary as in sub-rule A for period exceeding 120 days and in that event the period of such leave shall be debited to his half pay leave account. Special disability leave for accidental injury. First, the provisions of Rule 552 shall apply also to a railway servant, whether permanent or temporary, who is disabled by injury, accident incurred in or in consequence of the due performance of his official duties or in consequence of his official position or by illness incurred in the performance of any particular duty which has the effect of increasing his liability or to illness or injury beyond the ordinary risk attaching to the post which he holds. Second, the grant of special disability leave in such case shall be subject to the further conditions. First, that the disability, if due to disease, must be certified by the authorized medical attendant of the railway servant concerned to be directly due to the performance of the particular duty. Second, that if the railway servant has constructed such disability during such otherwise than with a military force, it must be in the opinion of the authority competent to sanction leave exceptional in character, and third, that the period of absence recommended by the authorized medical attendant may be covered in part by leave under this rule and part by any other kind of leave, and that the amount of special disability leave granted on average pay shall not exceed 120 days. Hospital leave. First, hospital leave may be granted to no gazetted railway servants will under medical treatment for illness or injuries if such illness or injury is directly due to risks incurred in the course of official duties. Second, hospital leave shall be granted on production of medical certificate from an authorized medical attendant. Third A. Hospital leave may be granted for such period as the authority granting it may consider necessary on leave salary. First, equal to leave salary will on leave on average pay for the first 120 days of any period of such leave, and second, equal to leave salary during half pay leave for the remaining period of any such leave. B. The amount of hospital leave which may be granted by the general managers to railway servants is unlimited. Fourth, hospital leave shall not be debited against the leave account and may be combined with any other kind of leave which may be admissible provided the total period of leave after such combination does not exceed 28 months. Note: if the railway servant is one to whom the Employees Compensation Act applies, the amount of leave salary payable during hospital leave shall be deducted by the amount of compensations payable under Act when a disablement regarded at first as temporary proves to be a permanent disablement and compensation becomes payable under the Employees Compensation Act. The hospital leave salary should be restored to the full amount admissible under the above rule. Issue of residential card passes in higher class to physically handicapped railway employees. First class residential card passes can be issued to physically handicapped railway employees who are presently entitled only to residential card passes in second class wherever admissible. First, the physical disability as certified by the railway medical authorities should be one of the following types for eligibility to higher class residential card passes. First, railway employees not having one leg or both the legs, either below or above knee and using artificial limbs or other devices for walking. Second, railway employees not having two hands or when either hand is incapacitated. Third, railway employees whose one leg or both legs are incapacitated due to paralysis, polio, extras, and where it is not possible to stand or walk without any support. And fourth, totally blind railway employees provided their total blindness is duly certified by the DMO. Second, the above concessions will continue till such time the employee become eligible for free residential card passes, concessional session tickets in first class. Medical pass provisions for two attendants when no family member is accompanying a physically handicapped or unconscious or paralyzed or mentally retired patient. Two attendants in the same class may be provided on the express recommendations of the medical officer. Privilege passes PTO to invalids. Invalid son or sons of the age of 21 and above can be included as member of family. Invalid brother of any age can be included as dependent relative in relation to a railway servant whose father is not alive. The term invalid with reference to Rule 2nd C 4th and 2nd D 3rd D shall mean first, an invalid is one who is suffering from disability for mind other than drug addiction as cause of mental disability or is physically clipped or handicapped and is unfit to earn even after attaining the age of 21 years. Second, it has also to be satisfied that the handicaps of such a nature so as to prevent him from earning his livelihood, and the same shall be evidenced by a certificate from the medical officer. Note below the rank of divisional medical officer who as far as possible should state the exact mental and physical conditions of the invalid. Third, a certificate from the medical officer on the above lines should be produced at least once after every 3 years, indicating that the invalid continues to suffer from the disorder or disability. The employee shall advise the administration whenever the invalid starts hearing. Fourth, if in the opinion of the medical officer the physical handicap or disability of mind extras is of such a nature that the person concerned is likely to become fit to earn his livelihood after a gap of time, he shall not be treated as invalid for the purpose of these rules. Inclusion of escort in the post-retirement complimentary passes issues to physically handicapped retired railway employees. First, in the case of those retired railway employees who are eligible for 3 sets of first A post-retirement complimentary passes, may be allowed an option either to avail of the passes as per their entitlement or avail to set along with an escort in the same class in each of the 2 sets of the passes by surrendering the remaining 1 set. Second, in the case of those retired railway employees who are eligible for second set of first a post-retirement complimentary passes, an option may be given either to avail of the passes as per their entitlement or avail 1 set along with an escort in the same class by surrendering their remaining 1 set. Third, in respect of those retired railway employees who are eligible for 2 sets of first class post retirement complimentary passes, an option may be given either to avail of the passes per their entitlement or avail 1 set along with an escort in the same class by surrendering the meanings 1 set. Fourth, in respect of those retired railway employees who are eligible for 1 set of first class post retirement complimentary pass, the facility of an escort in the same class may be allowed on the single set of pass. Fifth, in respect of those retired railway employees who are eligible for second class sleeper class post-retirement complimentary passes, 1 set of higher class of pass but not higher than first class with an escort in the same class may be allowed in lieu of the total entitlement of post-retirement and complimentary passes. Note: the facility of an escort would be allowed only on the recommendation of a senior DMO and where the employee has no family member. The facility of an attendant which is allowed on first class pass will however not be allowed. The other conditions applicable to serving physically handicapped employees will equally apply in the case of retired physically handicapped railway employees as well. Provision of parents guardian in the school pass issues to handicapped boys of 18 years of age and above. The parents or guardian may also be included in the school pass issues to handicapped student sons of railway employees who are 18 years of age and above, subject to production of a medical certificate from the DMO that such boys are unable to travel alone. Facility of companion in lieu of attendant. Facility of companion in lieu of attendant may be provided to first class first A post retirement complimentary pass holder and or eligible family members above 65 years of age when they are traveling along with the mentally retired and or physically disabled son or daughter of the retired railway employee who is eligible to be included the post-retirement complementary pass as per rules. Appointment on compassionate grounds for appointment of handicapped bards of railway employees on compassionate ground registration with special employment exchanges is not necessary, and if the candidate claims physical handicap, this may be verified established based on the general criteria through competent medical officers. Family pension for life to physically crippled disabled son daughters of deceased railway servants. To such disabled children who are minors, guardianship certificates appointment of guardians is required as they are covered by the existing laws for the purpose of obtaining guardianship certificate. Appointment of guardians by the court. To such disabled sons, daughters who are major, it will not be necessary to obtain guardianship certificate or appointment of a guardian by a court, either for the grant or continuance of family pension subject to satisfying the other prescribed eligibility conditions. Eligibility of disabled divorced widow daughter for grant of family pension. If the marriage of the disabled daughter is legally annulled, she would be eligible for family pension for life from the date her marriage stands annulled, subject to the following conditions. Divorce is valid in law. Divorced daughter come back to her parents' home. Disability is certified by an appropriate authority as required under the rules. The requirement regarding submission of the requisite certificates as laid down pension rules for becoming eligible to family pension for life shall continue to remain operative. Similarly, the widow's disabled daughter would also be eligible for family pension for life from the date of death of her husband, subject to fulfillment of above mentioned conditions as applicable in her case. Income tax exemption. As per section 80U, salaried class employees who are partially or totally blind or physically handicapped, a sum of rate 75,000 can be deducted from the total income of the assessor if he is a person with disability, and rupees 1,25,000 if the is a person with severe disability. Section 80DD allows a deputation up to rupees 75,000 a year, and if the disability is serves up to rupees 1,25,000 a year to an individual or HUF if the person has incurred in the previous year any expenditure on medical treatment including nursing training and rehabilitation of a dependent with a disability or paid or deposited any amount under a scheme framed in this behalf by an insurer for the maintenance of a dependent with a disability. Exemption from payment of profession tax. Any person suffering from a permanent physical disability or parent of a child suffering from a physical disability is exempt from payment of profession tax. Facilities from Staff Benefit Fund. ₹50 per capita has been allotted from Staff Benefit Fund for the welfare of disabled railway servants and wards who are covered under the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. Activities against which fund is allowed are given below. Fund is allowed for developing occupational skills of physically, mentally challenged railway employees, barred, and for organizing workshops, seminars, camps, extras. Financial assistance is given to employee bards who are in need of special equipment extras such as purchase of wheelchairs, other aids, special software, braille equipment extras. An annual grant of ₹18,000 is given for such children who are mentally retarded, cerebral palsy or spastic 40% and above, completely blind or bedridden due to afflictions with disease like paralysis, muscular dystrophy, amputation of both legs, and who need constant care and attention. Up to ₹40,000 to meet the purchase cost of artificial limb for disabled employees is given. Special pass. Persons whose disabilities railway servant may be issued special pass to participate in conferences, workshops, seminars, trainings that are organized under the aegis of SBF. For their development, the cost of the pass will be same as on privilege account. However, such facility will not be permissible for camps. हमारे इस वीडियो को एंड तक देखने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपको हमारा ये वीडियो कैसा लगा हमें कमेंट बॉक्स पर कमेंट कर जरूर बताएं और जो इस चैनल पर नए हैं वह हमारे चैनल इन्फॉर्मेशन सेंटर को सब्सक्राइब कर लें। आप हमारे वीडियो को लाइक एंड शेयर जरूर करें। धन्यवाद।